Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. It's an exciting one. It's Indian Wells 2022. It's the BNP Paribas Open as we know it. It's the draw. It's out right now. We're about to give you our live reaction to it and some of the hot topics of conversation that are going to be going on over the next week. How you doing, JG?
Yeah, we had to bring this one instantly. We just did a podcast on Zverev, but we sort of hurried that one along because there's a lot to talk about. The draw is being released as we speak. I think most of it is sort of in. I'm not sure if all of it is. Let us know in the live chat. We're going to try and find an image of the full draw. At the moment, we've just got bits and bobs here and there. But the big news, which BNP Paribas tweeted about half an hour now, was Novak Djokovic is on the tournament entry list, as we know he was, but he's still on it. So therefore, when they did the draw, they've placed him into the draw. They're currently in communication with his team. However, it's not been determined if he will participate in the event by getting CDC approval to enter the country. If you look at what sort of qualifies for CDC approval, he doesn't match any of the criteria. Therefore, he's unable to get an exemption. Therefore, he's unable to play the event. And I feel BNP Paribas kind of know that. But yet, they've still put him in the event. But then Djokovic has chanced his arm by doing it. We recently had the BBC interview with Djokovic, and he said to the reporter then, I understand I'm going to have to sacrifice me playing tennis events because of my vaccination status, and I will not be getting vaccinated. However, he's still not really accepted the fact that he's not going to be able to play tennis because he's still trying to play tennis. So it's a bit contradicting, no?
A little bit, but he's going to always try and play tennis by the rules, like he said in that interview as well. So if the rules state that he could play, I'm sure he's going to still try and enter these events. And that's...
Yeah, the rules says he can't play.
But we're going to have to wait and see what the final decision will be on whether he's allowed to play or not. It's a bit weird.
It's Ben. He's not going to be allowed to play. That's not the issue. But it's like, why is there's no chance Djokovic is going to be playing at Indian Wells. I'm telling you now.
Gets vaccinated.
He's not going to. It's too late, isn't it? He's not. Djokovic is not playing, but yet him being in the draw has kind of messed up the draw. But then I don't really want to blame him too much because he's just doing what he's being a bit difficult and awkward. But then he's well within his right to be able to do that. The organisers, I think, need to just sort of grow up a little bit and sort this situation out. Like, you can't put it on the player to allow them to sort of take the mickey out of this whole situation.
No, I do agree. I just think it lies on their shoulders ultimately. They probably would like him to be there. Maybe they're sitting there by the side going, you sure we can't tempt you in with a little vaccination? And he's like, nah, I'm still sticking with my stance. You're like, well, you can't play if you don't. And they're like, well, maybe I'll leave it until the last minute to cancel, which is not fair really on everyone else. But does this mean that the number one seed spot will be filled like it was in the Australian Open?
It's a complete mess, Ben. And I feel like you need to sort of you need to stand up for. You need to just be a bit more open and honest with this situation and just call it as it is. Djokovic doing this is a little bit selfish.
Just toying with the tour, it would seem.
Would you agree? Would you say it's selfish what he's doing?
Well, is it up to him though? That's the question.
Of course it's up to him. What? It's not up to him if he wants to play. He's entered on he's on the entry list. He's put his name forward.
Does he have to
entry list?
Does he have to withdraw or does he?
Yes, he has to withdraw. He has to take his name off the entry list. But he's not done that.
And if he doesn't withdraw, then it's...
If he doesn't withdraw, it's up to the event to sort of withdraw him. But I don't think that's a known thing to do.
I don't understand, like, with all this stuff that's going on at the moment, then surely they must know if the people are planning on getting vaccinated or if they are already vaccinated and if that's the rules and this... I don't know how we're still in this situation again. It doesn't make any sense. if we already know that he's come out with that stance, why have they not already said, well,
I
you
think you're
can't
getting a
play?
bit mixed up. It's not about him getting vaccinated. It's too late for him. Even if he gets jabbed now, he's not going to
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to play.
but
It's
that's
too
what I mean.
late.
If that's the case,
The
why
reason
is he on there then?
because he's thinking he might be able to get some kind of CDC approval. I don't even think he's that stupid to think he can get that. If he must have known, he must know that there's zero chance he's able to play Indian Wells, but yet he's kept his name in the draw. So when he's saying in the BBC interview, I know there's going to be consequences for this action, and I'm willing to take them. It's more important, my body over any tennis. Does he really mean that? Is he being truthful when he says that? Because when you come to the next big Masters event, he's still trying to get into the event until the last minute.
Is there any chance though? Like,
No, have you lost it? You've lost your head. There's no chance he can play this event.
why is it so? if
Okay, so you think he's going to get a valid exemption? Is that what you're coming on this podcast and saying? Ben's announced Djokovic has a chance to get a valid exemption. Is that correct?
I didn't say that, but why is it up in the air? Like, I don't understand. Like, why is it not just confirmed he's not playing?
Because he's on the entry list.
Yeah. So where's his why has he not announced something just to say, like, okay, I can't play because I can't get this exemption? Is he trying to wangle something?
No, I think he's just trying to be difficult and trying to make I don't know. Your answer's as good as mine. Let us know in the live chat. Why do you think? Give us a good reason. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say on this because me and Ben are a bit confused.
I'm very confused.
Why do you think Djokovic is staying on the entry list? What do you think his reasoning for being on the entry list, knowing he can't play?
Yeah, what is the reason? Because if he knows there is no chance he can play, then it is selfish. That's for sure. If that is the case, then there's no other word for it. Like, he's disrupting a draw. That's all he's doing.
It is disrupting the draw. And we've got Gene in saying, well, cheers for the super chat, Gene. Appreciate that. Saying, why did Indian Wells have him on the entry list? I thought he wasn't going to play. I think they've got him on the entry list because he entered. And his seeding, being the number 2 seed, would allow him entry to the event. So he's entered on that basis. But he's not provided, obviously, the documentation to be able to provide an exemption or a vaccination. So therefore, I do blame BNP Paribas because I think they need to sort of change the rules around this. I know it's a new thing with vaccinations and everything, but they need to look at this situation and think players can't have all this power over an event. And they need to take the power back to them to be able to get all this documentation when you go the entry list. So in order to enter for an event and join an entry list, you need to be eligible to play. So just like the seeding. So if you're 600 in the world, you're not going to be able to play BNP Paribas unless you get a wild card entry or you go through the qualifiers. Yeah?
Yeah.
Another criteria for that would be to enter and join the entry list, you need to not just have the correct seeding, but you also need to fulfill all of the entry requirements to play the event and get into the country, which would then require the correct visa, the correct vaccination status. That should be within the whole package of your seed and you getting on the entry list.
Well,
because then we wouldn't have this issue to begin with. That would make a lot more sense. And I think tennis is a bit backdated and too traditional in the sense of how the entry lists work. And in the modern day, with all of these other complications, I think they should adapt and move towards that a little bit. It would make it just we wouldn't have these issues then.
When are we going to find out? Like, when's the statement coming? I don't know. I understand it. Like, if we've got a draw with him in it, at what point does his name get removed?
This is another good question. I think it could happen tonight. I think we may see something from Djokovic. It may be early tomorrow morning, depending on the time, depending on where he is in the world right now. We've got Anya saying they put him on the list and then calling his team. And Anya's saying, I think it's up to the event to sort this out.
I think they should have stricter things put in place, though. But the people can't, like you say, get onto an entry list unless they fulfill criteria. And
you've got Move Free Spaces saying he's not trying to be difficult. COVID situation is changing every day. Why would he or should he withdraw?
It's another valid point as well, because things are changing every day and you don't know in the next 2 weeks, restrictions might be changed. in different places, so you don't
It
know.
might be, but this event is happening pretty much the next few days. It's already happening with the qualifiers, and the rules are already there that you have to be vaccinated to be in the country.
If they suddenly pull it all down,
they probably would change it after the event. I feel like we are coming towards sort of moving away from all of these restrictions.
yeah, for sure.
But right now, as we're speaking, the restrictions are in place, so they're not going to change it overnight, are they?
No.
So it
definitely
is selfish of him doing that.
Well, it is what it is. He's in the draw for now, and we just have to pretend he's going to be playing.
No, we
for
don't
now.
have to do that. I'm
Well,
not doing
who
that.
else is
So,
going to?
so you're going to pretend that Djokovic is playing?
Well, let's have a look through some of the tweets, and then we'll see if they've pretended if he's playing, and then we can.
I've not seen not one person pretend Djokovic is playing. Only you at the moment. You're the only person who's pretending he's playing. So we've got some Djokovic fans. I'm reading on Twitter saying Djokovic seems to be taking on another government. This time, the United States of America.
Oof,
I feel like this is what he's trying to do. Clearly, so he's tried to take on the Australian authorities and government with his stance there. It didn't work out. He got sent back. He's now making a stand to sort of tackle the United States, the USA, their government. And it's going to be the same outcome. But what he's doing probably is raising more awareness for this and sort of rallying the troops again. And that's what we're going to start seeing in the live chat.
Well, we'll
you
have
start
to see.
Seeing a lot of the troops coming back in. They're just sort of rallying around Novak.
Well, we'll have to see if anybody's projected quarterfinals include Novak Djokovic if no one expects him to be in the draw.
No, Ben, I know. Listen, I know what you're. Yeah, that's stupid. What you're saying.
No, it's not. You just said no one's expecting him to be in it, so no one would expect.
You do realize a projected route is based off the seeds.
Oh,
it's not looked at any other way. It's not like he's a better player. It's just done on seeds. So that's all it is. That's the only reason he's there.
Okay.
We've got Kathy saying, realistically, he's not in the country. Is he going to fly here tomorrow and be ready to play Thursday? Just stop dreaming. He's not playing. He's not playing.
He's on a private jet.
I feel like you're just trying to wind me up, Ben, and I'm going to kick you the stream in a minute. We've got Quality Shot in saying, great job, boys, as always. Rafa and Coco to win. Oh, good predictions there.
Ooh.
On that, we will be doing some draw previews. Do you know when they're going to be, Ben?
Soon. Yeah, they're going to be probably at the weekend, I would have thought.
No, don't think they will be because we've got the women's event starting sooner.
Okay.
So we'll be just basically, I'm not sure on the exact dates either, but stay tuned on the channel. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and be notified when we go live. We'll be going through the tennis draw on the app and picking all of our selections very soon, and you don't want to miss it. We've got, I think, over 800 people now, which is great. Hopefully, we make 1,000 very soon.
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it for the Sunshine Double. That's what we want to see. Here's some popcorn matches that have been picked out by BNP Paribas themselves for this first round. As you can see there, some interesting ones on that list. Which one stands out for you as being your...
Let's go down them. So Fanini Andahar, that's not really a popcorn match. Not sure why it's there.
Brooksby?
Is it a popcorn match for you, that first one?
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's a fiery one because it's too...
because there's Fanini in there. No, it's not. That's not really an exciting match. Anything could happen in it. I probably won't even watch that one. Brooksby, Cabreras Buena.
That one I'd like to see Brooksby do well.
I'm excited to see Brooksby back. We know he's been missing a few events. Cerundolo Sock, that could be a good one. Sock will be the favourite. But Cerundolo, young guy on tour, loves the clay courts. Is he going to be able to adapt to Indian Wells? It's going to be tough. But yeah, I like Cerundolo's chances. Giron Massetti, it's a good matchup. Don't mind that at all. Massetti coming back into a little bit of form now. Started to pull some results together. Giron is a very consistent, clever player. I do like Giron, especially on these sort of conditions. I think that's a real close one. Kyrgios Baez. Baez could beat him.
I don't know. I think that one's one of the more interesting ones on this list. I think the bottom two are the interesting two, to be honest, for more competitive tennis. I feel like if Kyrgios is serving well, it's going to be tough for Baez. But Dimitrov Paul, now that one, bit of a 50-50, I feel this match has around it. I don't know which Dimitrov's going to turn up, and Tommy Paul, he's beaten players bigger than Dimitrov in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two face up. And obviously, it being in America, Paul's going to have the home support.
And I forget who he's playing now. If Dimitrov wins that match, you know who he's got in the second round?
I don't off the top of my head, mate.
We'll have to wait for the tweet. I did see it, but I can't remember now.
All right.
But Dimitrov does have someone pretty good, I think, if he's able to beat Paul. So let's move on to the next one. So this is, I believe, Rafael Nadal's route. So he's got a bye first round. Second round against Korda. We know, well, I'll let you explain about that recent meeting between the two.
Well, yeah, wasn't this the one I remember that we did? Did we do a watch along for it, or were you just very, very angry?
No, I think we did. We did a watch along. I think it was at Roland Garros.
I remember because after the match, he went and he had a selfie with Rafa or something by the side of the court, and I remember you sort of got very angry. They said this is no way for a top tennis player who's aspiring to be to the top of the sport getting selfies with Rafael Nadal on the court.
Yeah, I'm a big Rafa fan. But if you're a competitor and you're playing on tour and you've just been beaten by someone, to then go get a selfie with them on the court and act like they're a celebrity and get him to sign your racket, I think it's a bit embarrassing.
4 games over 3 sets.
Yeah, I understand it. Korda, as Kathy's saying, idolizes Rafa. I idolize him as well. But I think it's a bit different being a fan. And when you're a player, I don't mind. Do that in the locker room. Do it sort of behind the scenes. You don't do it out in the public after just getting humiliated. I don't like it in football either, where you see a player just lost and he's smiling, changing shirts to the opposition, acting like it's all right. It's not all right. You've just lost. You need to have a bit more. You can't act like that in sport. Poor form.
You're reminding me of that of that fan cam for some reason. You're saying that.
People don't know what you're talking about. There was a funny fan cam of a football fan after a match, and he just lost his head completely.
Yeah, you're saying that the players should give them more than their shirts, should give them their underpants. Anyway, genius stuff. Yeah, you can see Rafa there. He could face Dan Evans. I feel that Rafa's probably pretty safe there until maybe the 4th round. That's where it starts to get a little bit more interesting, I feel. Chapo, he's had a close match with him recently. And then Rude.
I mean, what Chapo's going to turn up since the Australian Open?
Chapo going to be there?
He's been a bit disappointing, to say the least.
Is Chapo even going to make the 4th round? We don't even know. Rude Sinner, I feel that he has the better of probably both of these. I'd probably fancy his chances against Rude more than Sinner, but I think he's got both their numbers, if I'm honest.
I think that's a tough one. I think quarterfinals is going to be really close. I think you've dismissed that a bit too fast for my liking.
I don't know. I still don't think they're on the level yet. This is a guy who's just beaten Medvedev back to back. You got to remember. So, and didn't even drop. He hasn't dropped a set to Medvedev in 5 sets now.
We've got to remember Rude did pull out of an event recently through injury.
Sinner, I'm hoping, can step up at some point and show us what he's made of. To keep on saying it, put on a bit, get down that gym, mate. Put on a bit more muscle, and we could see a better Yannick Sinner. But he's going with the lanky, skinny Sinner. It looks like again this year. When will he listen to me?
Yeah. Do you want to keep going down? I'm just looking for the draw. So
we got Medvedev, Tsitsipas potentially in that semi-final, which, well, if he has to face Medvedev for a 3rd time, that would be a very exciting one, I'm sure. And I'm hoping that if they did play again, that Medvedev might start to get used to Rafa a little bit more and start to try and find some answers for some of the things that he didn't have answers for the last time. He's a smart player, Medvedev. But Tsitsipas, I wouldn't rule him out being there. If he serves well, I think there's always a chance. And then obviously the final, potentially Zverev, if we're discounting Djokovic ever being there. I don't know who the other potential person could be.
Berrettini, I think.
Okay.
If you scroll down, I think it says it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Rublev.
Yes. Rublev, Zverev, Berrettini, I think.
Rublev, really? I think this could be one that you could have a look out for.
Yeah, definitely. Rublev does do that. When a lot of big players aren't there, he sort of finds his way. And you never know. There could be a few sort of players going out early, like a Berrettini or a Zverev. And when they do, I don't know. Rublev seems to always find a good vein of form when other players go out around him. So fair play to him. He could definitely go very far. Just on the first round match or second round match against Korda, he was practicing with Korda today on Stadium 1. And I think, there was no one watching. Of course, it was completely empty. And we've got Ben Rothenberg saying, I think there would be significantly fuller stands if there's a reunion in a few days. I think there certainly will be. It'll be a popular one to watch. Korda has improved a lot since he last played Rafa. And he could test him. He definitely could. It could be a really good matchup. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's at a good time and we can cover it.
I think hard court's a different story as well. Even though I don't think Korda's bad on the clay court, I think hard court's more his wheelhouse, being the American and being in America as well will help him.
If I'm honest, I'm thinking this is a really tough draw for Rafa. I think you've dismissed them first few rounds. I think this is a tough draw for him at Indian Wells. He's been on great form, playing amazing, the best start to 2022. So you can't be too worried. But looking at it on paper, it's a tough draw. He's got Medvedev on the same side as well, so it wouldn't meet him in the final. May have to beat, say, a Medvedev-Zverev double, which is always tricky, I feel, for Rafa.
Yeah.
Zverev recently has been going out every time he's sort of crossing paths for Rafa. Is he going to do it again? We don't know. Let's wait and see. Hopefully so.
Imagine if he wins it.
I think Zverev would beat him right now in Indian
Imagine
Wells,
if
but I'm not sure. I called it on the last one, and we never got to see the matchup. So hopefully, again, we don't get to see it.
We should say, wouldn't it be typical after the last podcast we did? What happens if Zverev goes on and wins this tournament? What is the media going to do then? If Zverev wins Indian Wells,
quite possible.
I think everybody's going to go crazy. I don't think anybody's going to be happy out there. I think he's going to need to donate every penny he ever earns if he wins a tournament in the next few months to some sort of charity. Otherwise, no one's going to think anything good of him. Anyway, shall I move on to the next one? This one's the projected men's quarterfinals.
Yes, this is just done on seed. So we've got Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Nadal, Ruud, Berrettini, Zverev, and Rublev, and someone I'm not sure about.
No,
about Djokovic.
Yeah, somebody who might be in place of that. Could be like a qualifier or someone like that. We don't know.
Could be anyone. Could be Cam Norrie. I don't know where he is in the draw.
Oh, it could be a person to watch out for. Yeah, well, Cam Norrie obviously just been to a final yet again in good form. Finally, again, he's in one of the players that no one's talking about who's in the sort of good form again, and it's around the time. Well, he's defending champion, which sounds weird. Cam Norrie is defending champion at Indian Wells. Right.
We've got Gene here saying, you guys forgot Alcaraz versus Medi could be a fourth round match.
Well, we haven't got to that yet. Have we?
No, we haven't got to it. No, but we was talking about, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're jumping the gun, Gene. We've not got to that at all. But yeah, if we are to see that matchup, can Alcaraz beat Medvedev or too soon?
Maybe too soon, but I'm hoping for big things this year from Alcaraz. I really am. And I think that there is going to be a big scalp.
Opportunity for him to do it.
A big scalp along the way. He's going to have to step up and take a big scalp at some point this year in some of these tournaments, I feel. And all it takes is just a little drop in form from one of those big guys. And I think he's right there.
So I've got big news in from Jose.
Ooh.
Grigor Dimitrov would be moved to a seeded spot if Djokovic ends up withdrawing.
So does that mean the Tommy Paul match is then off the cards?
It's a bit confusing.
Or do they keep the same?
So does that mean that Dimitrov then moves to where Djokovic would be in the number 2 seeded spot?
I don't know. This is where it gets really confusing.
It gets confusing. We don't know, but that is a real potential. Right now, as we do know, I'll repeat that again. It is Grigor Dimitrov will be moved to a seeded spot if Djokovic ends up withdrawing. Whether that's the second seed spot or another one, I'm not sure. Whether they just lift everyone else up one and they put him on the last seeded spot, or they put Dimitrov in the second seed, we'll have to wait and see. But if Dimitrov will be rubbing his hands together, won't he?
Yeah, I'd be loving it. That's the
It means he gets a bye, right, from the first round.
I don't know if it works like that though, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait until the draw proper comes out, and then we can properly confirm that. Well, the next one is the actual draw proper, or half of it. I don't know if any more of it's come out, has it? Or
Yeah, the whole draw is out. It's on the website, but I'm just trying to find a graphic to share with you.
Well, maybe we can go through the first half of it just on this section.
Yeah, it is on the website, but we can have a little look at the ones you've got there.
Yeah, so this is just like the first half of the draw. And as you can see, there's going to be some qualifiers that are still going on over the next few days. We've got some quite good qualifiers as well in there. We've got people like Kev Anderson, Chris O'Connell, Holger Rune, Feliciano Lopez, Frat Angelo, another person, and John Millman. Who else have we got in there? Galan Riveros, Taro Daniel, and somebody that I wanted to I'm going to say his name, but I don't even know if he's going to make it through the qualifying. He's the US Open boys singles runner-up. And I've just been really impressed with him. He just knocked out Francisco Cerundolo today. This is the guy. He's Zhengcheng Shang. And as you can see there, he's 17 years old. He's won 4 ITF events already at the age of 17. And he is the boys runner-up in the US Open. And he's just knocked out Francisco Cerundolo, the world number 100. And he is number 543. He'll be playing Mats Morang in the next round. So good luck to him. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've got some other sort of round 2 draws for the top 8 seeds, because obviously the top 8 seeds all have buys, but they're basically the top 8 seeds. So Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Nadal, Rublev, Berrettini, Zverev, Rublev, Djokovic. This would be their first matches. So Medvedev's first match would either be a qualifier or Poprin. Tsitsipas' first match will be Cerundolo or Sock. Nadal, we've already spoke about, Korda or a qualifier. Rude, this could be one interesting one. Cressy or a qualifier. That don't sound great.
No, it's not nice at all. Cressy in there.
We've got Berrettini's, which is quite tough as well. He's got qualifier or Humbert.
Okay.
Zverev has got Dimitrov or Paul.
Okay.
Rublev has got Koepfer or Pair.
Yeah, not nice, really, some of them.
And Djokovic, we don't know. Could be Dimitrov, could be anyone. Thompson or Goffin. So that's not a bad one.
Wow. Yeah, and I think you had some of the potential third round matchups here as well, which we've got. Well, Medvedev Monfils would be great if we get that one. That could be one the crowd really get behind. Alcaraz RBA. Ooh.
Could be a long one, that.
Yeah.
Always long with a good in there, but I feel like Alcaraz he could elongate a few rallies.
Definitely. And the Norrie Basilashvili, the repeat of the final from last year. That'd be interesting to get a look at that. Hatchinov Tsitsipas, potential banana skin for Tsitsipas, that one. Dow Evans, Opelka Shapovalov, Sinesenego, the all-Italian affair. Del Bonis Rude. I don't really see that one as too much of a big one.
I think it's tougher for Rude in the round before.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, Cressy or qualifier.
Cilic versus Felix, potentially there for a third
I feel like
round.
Cilic beats him. I think he's just got his number. The last few times Cilic beat him, right?
I think so. I think that he might do, but Felix
look at that. Schwartzman Isner. Little and large.
Everybody wants to see that matchup, I'm sure.
I'm sure there'll be a few photos at the net on that one. And we've got Karatsev Hurkacz. I'm sick of I don't even like that matchup. It's just a boring one. It's like the same old. It's like watching Rublev Fuchsovic. I feel like we've seen Karatsev Hurkacz so many times as well. And it's never a match I enjoy watching. So are you going to be watching that?
I'll be cheering him on. I don't know. It depends what time it's on. But yeah,
G makes a good point. Felix did beat Cilic at the Australian Open.
I think that Felix is in a good vein of form, to be honest, and I wouldn't rule anything out with Felix this year, especially when we get round to the grass courts as well. I think he's Be interesting to see how his clay court season goes, Felix, because if he continues the good form from the hard court, maybe he can have an all right clay court season as well.
Nice. I have sent you the full draws now, but I feel like
nice.
we've spoke about it all anyway, if I'm honest.
Pretty much.
But I'm sure we can have a quick little scan through.
I'll have a quick look. Okay, cool. Nice one. Oh, apologies. Right. Oh, wow. Got to zoom right in there. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a good little look. We'll just have a little scroll through. That's where Cam Norrie is. So Cam Norrie is in this top section.
There he is.
Alcaraz there, Medvedev. Bastiasvili is in this very similar section to Cam Norrie. So what was the final last year could be an early matchup.
Third round. Yep.
Yeah, moving down. This one's not. We've got Nadal. Tsitsipas is there as well. Interesting to see Borna Coric coming back. Not seen him for a long time. Didn't know he was in the draw.
Might be a bit rusty. I've got a feeling. Not seen him.
Did he get through for Kina?
I'm quite interested to see where Brooksby, because obviously you've got Brooksby there. I think he could get past Kabai's Bainer.
Does he beat Tsitsipas?
Well, who would be next? Khachanov. Yeah, if he was to get past Khachanov, then potentially Tsitsipas in the third round. I mean, that would be an amazing match. I think if we got to see Brooksby Tsitsipas, I'd love to watch along for that. That's for sure.
Michael asking, can Novak play? Don't think so, Michael. Not sure what he's playing at, if I'm honest. Should have just withdrawn. Chance in his arm, but he's not going to be playing.
Right. Keep on going down and having a look at some of these other matches that we didn't see. We got Sumu Kwan in there up against Laszlo Djere. Benjamin Bonzi, Rinderknecht. That's an all-French affair.
Another one. We've seen them play 5 sets as well. What was that? Wimbledon, they've had 5 sets. Went on all day. It was like 13-11.
Who else we got? We've got... so if Kyrgios was actually to do well at this and he was to go through, how far could he get? I mean, a potential... He doesn't have the worst draw. If he was to actually turn up in this tournament, his draw isn't bad at all, really.
Who?
Kyrgios. If he was to actually be fully fit and
let's talk about this. I think it's what one is it? If you go to the next tweet along to this one, is it? The one after? Oh, you didn't get it on there. I'm talking about the popcorn one.
Oh, that's right at the beginning.
No, not that one. There's another popcorn one. Number 5. Number 5. 6.
I don't think
7.
so. Oh,
there
this one.
Potential Ruud versus Kyrgios, round 3. This is a popcorn moment, one where everyone's going to want to see. They hate each other. I think it's probably the biggest rivalry in tennis right now. In terms of they would want a boxing fight. They generally despise each other. Kyrgios has called him a clay merchant. He's boring. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch Casper Ruud play. Casper Ruud's bounced back and said plenty of things about Kyrgios. I forget all of the quotes, but let us know in the live chat what they've said about each other. I know we've covered it a few times on the podcast, but they absolutely despise each other. So that would be pretty special if we do get to see Kyrgios Ruud. I think Kyrgios will be so fired up for it. He's going to do everything he can to win. And if he doesn't win, I don't think he shakes his hand at the net.
I think that's.
I don't think he doesn't shake his hand anyway, even if he does win.
I think that's the type of match that Casper Ruud's just going to try and draw out into a nice long 3-setter if he can. Make Kyrgios be crawling around the floor by the end of the third set, and then just hopefully try and finish him off and just take his legs from him, I think. But that's if Kyrgios doesn't serve.
You got Tim saying would be nice, but Krezi is strong. Of course, Krezi could spoil this matchup. Sorry, but you can go back to where you was now.
I can't remember where I was now.
The draw.
Oh, what, you want to go back to the full one? We go back to the other side, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a look at the other side.
Where is it there? Right, there he is. Matteo. We got Laxonen in there against Bagnis.
Van der Zandschulp against a qualifier.
It's a good one for him.
Felix could do all right there.
Yeah,
I like his Cilic.
No one talking about Buster these days.
Better, let's keep it that way.
Fritz as well. He's not bad at Indian Wells.
Fritz could take this section.
Got Zverev in that same set.
I think
He
Fritz
beat
could
Zverev
take
last year, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah. I think he can take this section, Fritz.
But
Watch out
Zverev
for
did
him.
sort of choke a bit. He had match point. Moving down. Oh, Manarino and Nakashima. That's quite an interesting first round matchup.
Johnson out, Maya, Gasquet, Orte. Let's just keep going down. Karatsev there meeting Hurkacz, Diego.
Oh, Big Steve. Could have it.
Rusevori with a qualifier. Hopefully it's not a too difficult one. Greek sport Query. Is Query just finished now?
Yeah. I think
He's just
so.
done out.
I think so.
Maybe he's just played doubles.
After the millionaire matchmaker, he's never come back. Right. I was quite interested to see what happens if Big Steve goes through against Altmaier. We're gonna have Big Steve versus Karatsev. Don't know if it's gonna be a tough one for me to watch that one.
We've got John in saying Fritz is looking amazing lately. And Gene saying Fritz made the semi-finals last year. I think he could do a big run again. He likes his surface and his draw's not too bad either. So watch out for Taylor Fritz.
What about Andy Murray, though? Andy Murray, if there's no Novak Djokovic down that bottom side of the draw, if he goes through against a qualifier, knocks out Bublik, who knows? Who's he going to be playing? Then who's in this little section? He's only really got Isner or Schwartzman. Surely they're beatable for Andy Murray. How far can this guy go? That's what we want to know. And should we go to this? Where is that tweet? Come on.
So Andy Murray was the beneficiary of 13 wildcards in 2021, and including Miami, 7 in 2022. He made $514,000 in 2021. $257,000 in 2022 in prize money. We've got this. Who's that? Who's saying it? I'm trying to go up. Christina is saying it pays to be British. While Djokovic is attacked for not withdrawing from one tournament he wants to play in, but for outdated non-tennis rules. Go down. Is that everything? Yeah,
that's all.
What do you make of that? I mean, just to straight off the bat. He is going to be donating all of his prize money for the rest of 2022 to the crisis in Ukraine. So I wouldn't really say too much there, Christine. Christine or Christina?
Christina, it said.
Christina. I wouldn't say too much about I forgot the name, that's all.
I thought you were going to say the surname. That was what I thought you were going to
No. I'm not saying the surname. But yeah, you can't really criticize him for that. He's going to be doing a really good deed in donating his money to the Ukraine crisis. But then he is getting far too many wild cards. I agree. I think there needs to be a better balance. I can understand why people want to see him in draws, but he is definitely playing a little bit too much.
Well, I was going to say, you've got to think about it because everybody always thinks, oh, he's getting a wild card into an event and you're sort of preventing other players from maybe progressing through the tournament. But I think that is one of the key things is when you are in that first round, you are getting a certain amount of money and you are getting a certain number of ATP. Obviously, I heard somebody saying he's moving through the rankings quicker than other players as well because he's getting these wild cards and he's actually maybe getting to second rounds, maybe a third round here and there. But it's all from these wild cards, isn't it? But
yeah. Do you agree that Djokovic should be attacked for not withdrawing?
I mean, the people that are going to attack him are going to attack him anyway. People who are going to defend him are going to defend him. I just think if you know you're not going to play, just pull out the tournament with like earlier on. It's just messing everyone. It messes our draw previews up, if anything. So just do it for Game to Love.
It's not fair on these other players. Definitely a little bit selfish. Not a good look from him. But I can understand that he's well within his rights to do it. So it's down to the event ultimately to crack down the whip and sort it out. But yeah, let's wrap that one up. I know we've got work tomorrow. Shout out to everyone joining us. This is just a quick sort of draw reaction. We're going to be doing a full draw preview in the coming days. So make sure to join us for that one. We'll be giving all of our picks on the tennis app. You can also download the app and join that league it's completely free. And we'll be giving a prize away for Indian Wells as well. So more incentive to join. But yeah, we'll love you and leave you. See you on the next one. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you very soon.
Goodbye, guys.